Why hard work may not lead to more money. Hi, what's up, everyone? CS here. Welcome back to a new episode of Strengths to Wealth, where you discover more about yourself, your strengths, and how to relate to your wealth and performance. Now, hard work is essential to our success, but many of us use it the wrong way. Why? Because do you ever know someone who works really hard but doesn't get the results that they feel like they deserve for their hard work? Someone like maybe you sometimes? Or have you heard of people who can work from dawn till dusk, from morning to night, doing three jobs on minimum wage just to feed their family? So, if hard work is really what helps people to make money, shouldn't they be the ones who are the richest among us? Instead, so many people who work much less hours are so much richer. So, what's going on? Right? So in this episode, we're going to share three ways that people commonly use hard work in a way that actually makes them stay poor. Okay? So the first way that sometimes people use hard work is they work hard at something that they're bad at and they don't enjoy improving, right? Why would people do that? Because, you know, sometimes people have this mentality that they need to get out of their comfort zone, right? They need to do what they don't like so that they can make more money. So the problem is when you do stuff that you are not good at and you have no interest in and you don't like to improve, it is remarkably difficult to get to a level where you are good enough to make more income, right? So instead, when you are working on things that are your weakness, you don't become better. You just become less bad. So instead of working hard at something that you think is going to make you more money, but something that you totally don't enjoy, you don't have a gift for, you don't feel like improving, find something that you feel like you have a talent for, right? And you love to be good at so that you can let go of the stuff that you don't like, right? So, which leads us to our second problem. Okay, the second problem where a lot of people use hard work the wrong way, which is they work hard at what other people tell them to do, but they don't ask why. So, this is a most common problem found especially at work, right? Especially for employees. If you're an employee, you're a professional, right? A lot of times, sometimes when you've been working for a long time, you can just believe that your company or your bosses have the best interest at heart and they can be in charge of your own growth. But instead, most companies, most bosses, they don't make you work hard so that you can make more money in the future. No, they make you work hard, right? Because this whatever you do is a function that the business needs. They give you stuff that they believe you are capable of, right? So the problem is if you don't show that you are actually capable of more things, you don't seek out more knowledge, you don't seek out more skills, you don't find your own path of growth, you can end up 10 years doing the same thing and never growing any better, right? So at the end of the day, when you try to change your job or you try to go out and find more income, sometimes you may find that these experiences that you had may not even be useful outside of your current role, right? They are not deemed useful by the market. So it is extremely dangerous, right, to just depend on your job, just depend on your boss or your company to make the decisions for what you should learn, what you should grow in, without ever asking yourself, where is the path I want to grow myself, right? So instead of that, all of us should have a plan for how we want to work hard so that we can consciously direct our learning, right, as something that can generate more wealth for us, and to understand where we have an advantage over others and what kind of skills are we most compatible to learn based on our strengths, right? Which leads us to our last problem, the problem for why a lot of people work hard but they don't get the results they want, which is a lot of people work hard at things that can be automated and insist that, oh, we must do it this way because that's how we have always done it, right? For instance, you know, back when the printing press was first invented, in those days, they didn't print anything, right? Because it was just a new technology. Instead, they had scribes who write out uh, paper on paper, right? Sheets and sheets of identical words. So when the printing press came along, it disrupted all that because it showed that it can do it in a fraction of the time and it can do it much more reliably. Right? So the problem with humans is that once we fall into a pattern, we find it extremely difficult to comprehend that something else could do the repetitive things that we do with much less effort. Right? And sometimes when we feel like what we're doing is being replaced, some of us may even fight back, or try to justify what we do and say that, hey, what I'm doing is important, right? I should not let automation, I should not let technology take over me, right? So instead of trying to find where you can add more value, you try you try to defend whatever you're currently doing and stop letting automation take over and make your life easier. So instead of doing that, right, what we should do is to work hard at being able to use all resources, including all types of automation, to create more results, because ultimately where we have ownership is to own our results. It's not to just do the task, right? And it's also to work at understanding what is a better result that we can create. Now that we have new technology, now that we have new automation, what's the better result? And how can we go about doing that? Make sense? Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit on the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any future content. I usually do at least 3 to 5 videos per week. Right, so this is Sia signing off, and I will see you in the next episode.